Good morning, everyone. Myself, Amit Chende from Department of Agronomy. Today, we are going to see about what is tillage practices, techniques, types, and impact of it on soil health. So, next is tillage. Tillage is an operation that is carried out to prepare a fine seed bed for sowing of the crops. Means what? Tillage is an operation that is we are doing for what? For preparation of seedbed, for sowing of the crops. Tillage is a physical manipulation of soil with tools and implements to result in good tilth for better germination and subsequent growth of the crops. Means what? What are we doing in tillage? Is that physical manipulation? Means what? We are doing physically manipulating the soil with what? With different tools and implements. For what? For making soil suitable. For what? For better result in good tilth and better germination and subsequent growth of our crop. Tilth is the physical condition of soil resulting from tillage. What is here? It is a tilth. Tilth is what? The condition after tillage. It is a condition after tillage. After tillage operation, what is the condition of soil? That is your tilth. Okay. Then moving on next, characteristics of good tilth. What are the characteristics of good tilth? What happens after tilth? Tilth indicate two physical properties of soil. That is the size distribution of aggregates and mellowness on friability of soil. What is that mellowness and friability of soil? Means what? To make soil suitable for what? For growing of your crops. What is friability? The tendency of solid substances to break into smaller pieces. What we are doing? Making soil into finer pieces. The friability is that property of soil which, when clouds become dry, that are more clumpy. Okay. A soil with good tilth is quite porous and has few drainage up to water table. A soil with good tilth is quite porous and has free drainage up to water table. Okay, means what? Soil with good tilth. It has good water drainage capacity. It will be easily drain your excess water. The capillary and non-capillary pores should be equal in proportion so that sufficient amount of water is retained in the soil as well as free air. What we are looking at here is that capillary and non-capillary pores should be in equal proportion. Both the proportion of capillary and non-capillary pores should be in equal proportion. What is capillary pores? Okay, where were we? Capillary pores. The capillary pores are space in the soil that allows water to move through them. Okay, that is your capillary pores. So they are both the capillary and non-capillary pores should be in equal proportion. So that amount of water is retained in the soil as well as air free. Okay, moving on to next. Then objectives of your tillage. What are your the objectives of tillage? Suitable for seed bed preparation, weed control, soil and water conservation, improvement of soil structure, soil permeability, soil aeration, root penetration, destruction of pests. These are your objectives for tillage. We will see one by one briefly explanation about these objectives. That good seed bed is necessary for early germination and initial good stand of crop. The seedbed should be fine for small seeded crops and moderate for bold seeded crops. Immediate contact between soil particles are necessary to facilitate the amount of water for quick germination. What they have given here is that good seedbed is necessary for early germination. Why? Because if your seedbed is not proper, then your seeds will not germinate early. That will directly affect what your yield and crop growth and every phase of your crop. Okay. The seed bed should be fine with small seeded crops and moderate for bold. With what they have told you that seed bed should be fine for small seeded. For your small seeded seed soil should be fine, and for bold moderate. Okay. Moving on to next. Weed control is important objective for tillage. In this, what if you are doing proper tillage operations, it will control our weeds. Proper tillage results in soil and moisture conservation through higher infiltration. If you are proper tillage practices you are adapting, then what will result it in soil and moisture conservation through higher infiltration. What will happen? Your water will be infiltrated into the soil in a very good way. And what will happen again? It will reduce your runoff, increase the depth of soil for moisture storage. Okay. And then what? The when the compact of the soil when the compact of soil is plowed, it becomes fluffy and can hold more amount of water. Okay. Removal of hard pans, increase in the soil depth for water absorption, then surface roughness and furrow slow down the velocity of run of water and provide enough time for infiltration of water. These will happen after your tillage. Okay. Then soil permeability is increased by breaking the compact layer. What happened? Soil permeability is increased by breaking the compact layer. Compact layer means what? There is a layer on your soil which is hardened. Due to that, your infiltration, aeration will be not allowed. Means what? It will not allow any movement of soil or water into your soil. Tillage improves soil aeration, which helps in multiplication of microorganisms. Tillage will what do? It will make suitable environment for what? Multiplication of your microorganisms, which will directly affect your soil quality, means fertility, decomposition, etc. Organic matter decomposition is hastened, resulting in higher nutrient availability. What will happen again? It due to tillage, the aeration and all will increase, and due to that, your organic matter decomposition will what? Will be rapid. Due to that, higher nutrient availability will be there. Then increased aeration also helps in the degradation of herbicide, pesticide, reduces and harmful allopathic effect excluded by the roots of previous crops or weeds. Now, different crops and weeds have different allopathic effect on the surrounding crop. So it will also reduce if you are having any weed that is having a bad effect on your crop. So it will what happen after tillage? It will be removed. So your crop won't have any harmful effect on it. Okay. Then moving on next. Then tillage has limited impact on root growth as its root occupy only a tenth of the soil mass. What? Tillage has only a limited impact on root growth as its roots occupy only a tenth of the soil mass. It will grow only tenth of the soil mass. However, the breaking of hard pan and compact layer increases the depth of soil penetration roots. What will happen after breaking of the hard pans? The compact layer increases the depth of penetration of your roots because different crops will have different root type. Some will have fibrous, some will have tap. So their penetration will be also different. Okay, we are making fine, very fine soil for what? Shallow root types of crops, and for deep, bold we are keeping. Right. So that will how it will affect. The stubbles of previous crops are removed following the tillage, resulting in reduced pest attack of succeeding crops. Crops residue and farmyard manures are incorporated into the soil. Herbicide and fertilizers are also mixed and incorporated into the soil to reduce the volatilization process. So what we are here also again doing with tillage, the stubbles of previous crops are removed following tillage, resulting in reduced pest attack. It will also what will do? Reduce your pest attack. Why? Because if the previous crop had some pest, and if you are removing with the tillage, you are removing previous crop also. So it will not affect your present crop. The crop residues and farmyard manures are incorporated into the soil. What the crop residue and farmyard manures are also what we are doing, incorporated into the soil. Herbicide and fertilizers are also mixed and incorporated into soil to reduce the volatilization process. Okay, going on to the next. Then influence of tillage on soil physical properties. What is the influence of tillage? How does soil physical properties are influenced by tillage? Then tillage has considerably influence on soil physical properties like porous space, structure, bulk density, water content, and color. This effect of tillage lasts for about a month. Tillage practice have therefore greatest effect on seed germination, seedling emergence, and stand establishment. What is the influence we have seen here? The tillage has considerably influence on physical properties like porous space. Porous space, as we have seen behind that, what is benefit of porous space? That for movement of soil and water, and structure, bulk density, water content, and color. This effect, what will happen for tillage effects will last for about only for a month, because after that it will the soil will again be compact, and due to different mechanization, uh, it will become again compact. Then types of tillage. What are different types of tillage? First is primary tillage. Then and second is secondary tillage. Tillage operation carried out from the time of the harvest of the crop to the sowing of the next crop is known as preparatory cultivation. What is tillage operation that are carried out from time of the harvest, means at the from time of the harvest to the sowing of the next crop, that is your preparatory tillage. It consists of three distinct operations, that is like primary tillage, secondary tillage, and layout of seedbed. Then what is primary tillage? Primary tillage is what? Opening of compacted soil with the help of different plows. Plow means what we are doing? We are using different plows for what? Opening of your compacted soil. Then plowing ensures inversion of soil. Plowing what do? Ensures inversion of your soil, uprooting of weeds and stubbles. What will happen? We are using different implements like MB plow. MB plow will what do? It will inverse your soil. Inverse means upside down, uprooting your weeds and stubbles. Remove the remaining of your previous crop plants and weeds and stubbles. The optimum time of plowing depends upon soil moisture. Now here, the optimum time will be dependent upon your soil moisture content. The depth of plowing mainly depends on effective root zone, depth of the crop. We will what do? We will practice different plowing on effective root zone of your crop. Means according to your which crop you are selecting for planting. According to that, your depth plowing will be dependent. Then crops with taproot system require greater depth of plowing. Means what? Taps with having taproot system crops with greater depth. What? That crops having taproot system will need greater depth of plowing because their roots will be penetrated deeply into the soil as compared to fibrous root system because they are shallow. Okay, so that is why for taproot, if you are choosing a taproot system, taproot crops, then you have to do deep plowing. The number of plowing necessary to obtain good till depends upon soil type, weed problem, and crop residue in the soil. Now, here what we are seeing that number of plowing, how many plowings you require, it will be dependent upon these factors. What are the factors that after our upon soil type, then population, and crop residue in the soil. Depending on the purpose of soil condition and nature of weed problem, different plows are used. Hence, selection of plow is important. Then here what they are saying, depending on different purpose and soil condition, different plows are used. Okay. Then mode bow plow is used for deep plowing. MB plow is used for deep plowing. Means for which crop? Taproot crops. Then disc plow is used for cutting of the creeping or spreading grasses and inversions. For disc plow, what is for its purpose? For cutting of the creeping and spreading grasses and the inversion of the soil. Okay. Moving on to next. Then types of primary tillage. We have seen what? Primary tillage, secondary tillage. In that also, next subpoints. What? Types of primary tillage. What is that? Depending upon the purpose or necessity, different type of tillage are carried out. They are deep plowing, subsoiling, and year-round tillage. In that first it is deep tillage. What is deep tillage? See, 1 centimeter of surface soil over 1 hectare of land weight about 150 tons. What they have told is here that 1 centimeter of surface soil means what? Upside soil over 1 hectare. In 1 hectare, 1 centimeter of soil. How much does it weight? 150 tons. Therefore, to plow the deeper, enormous amount of energy is required. Obviously, for that much weight of the soil, you need enormous amount of energy for plowing. According to CRIDA, Central Research Institute of Dryland Agriculture, Hyderabad, has classified of 5 to 6 centimeter depth as a shallow. What they have classified that 5 to 6 centimeter depth is a shallow depth. Then 15 to 20 centimeter depth is a medium depth, and 23 to 30 centimeter depth is as a deep plowing. Okay, as we discussed for different types of crops and their root system. Then deep plowing. When deep plowing is done, what are its effect on soil? We are going to see. Deep plowing. What is deep plowing? When done in summer, turns out large size clouds baked by hot sun. These clouds crumble due to alternate heating and cooling due to occasional summer shower. This process of gradual disintegration of clouds improves soil structure. This process of gradual intensification of clouds improves soil structure. The rhizome and the tubers of problematic weeds like cotyledon, cypress rotundeus die due to exposure of the sun. It also kills the insect and pests, which are harmful. So, what is deep plowing benefits here? We are seeing that it will what do done in turn our large sized clouds by baked by hot sun. Your large cloud sun will not be baked and it will be turned into crumble into smaller fine pieces. And what is another benefit that it will improve your soil structure, and also the unwanted rhizomes of your weeds and plants will be also destroyed, like problematic weeds like cypress rotundeus and cyanodactyla. They are very problematic weeds. They are very difficult to control, so they will be also be killed, and unnecessary what pests and insects will be also killed. Okay, moving on to next. Deep tillage of 20 to 25 to 30 centimeter deep is necessary for deep rooted crops like pigeon pea. Moderate, okay, then moderate tillage 15 to 20 centimeter required for maize. Okay, these crops have different depth of. Then, deep tillage also improves soil structure, soil moisture content. However, the advantage of deep tillage in dry farming condition depends on rainfall pattern of the crop. It is advisable to go for deep plowing only for long duration and deep rooted crops. What they have told you that deep tillage also improves soil's moisture content. How? That it will, if you are doing plowing deeply, then it will help in soil for aeration and soil moisture penetration. So it will indirectly what do help in holding your moisture. Okay. Then what they have told you advise, they have advised what deep plowing only for long duration and deep rooted crop. Do deep plowing only for long duration and deep rooted crops like with what pigeon pea. Okay. Then subsoiling. What is subsoiling? Subsoiling is what we are doing. Hard pans may be present in the soil which restrict root growth. What in soil there are hard pans. What will we do? Will do they do? They will what do? Restrict your growth of root. It will not allow your plant's root to grow deeper. If they will not go deeper, then it will affect their establishment and growth factors also. There may be silt pans, iron or aluminum pans, clay pans, or man-made pans. Man-made pans are tillage pans induced by repeated tillage at the same depth. Man-made pans are what? Repeated tillage operation at same depth. What will happen? It will result in man-made pans, hard pans, a layer of hard layer of soil. Okay. These are present in most of the Indian soils. Root growth is confirmed to top few centimeters of the soil, where deep penetration of roots is inhibited by hard pans. What these are present in most of Indian soils, and root growth of this crop is confirmed to the top few centimeters of the soil, where deep penetration of root is inhibited by hard pans. What happens that only upper layer only your crops will be grown, because why? There is a compact layer which will inhibit the root growth. Subsoiling is breaking the hard pan without inversion, with less disturbance of topsoil. What is subsoiling? What we are doing? We are just loosening the soil. What? Below surface without disturbing your upper soil. Okay. Subsoiling is breaking the cord plant without inversion of with less disturbance of the topsoil. Chisel plow are used for breaking the hard pan even at 60 to 70 centimeter depth. This effect of subsoiling does not last very long. Which implement is used for this subsoiling? Chisel plow. It can even break lose the soil up to 60 to 70 centimeters. Okay. Okay. After subsoiling, moving on to next point, year year-round tillage. So, tillage operations carried out throughout the year are known as year-round tillage. In dry farming regions, field preparation is initiated with the help of summer showers. Repeated tillage operations are carried out until sowing of the crops. Even after the harvest of the crop, the field is repeatedly plowed or harrowed to avoid weed growth in off-season. So what we are doing in year-round tillage, that we are carrying out repeatedly plow operations, tillage operations. Why? Because in summer it will be exposed, and that your unwanted plants and weeds will be avoided in the field. Okay, moving on to next, secondary tillage. What is secondary tillage? The lighter or finer operations performed on the soil after primary tillage are known as secondary tillage. After plowing, the field are left with large clods with some weeds and stubbles partially uprooted. Harrowing is done at a shallow depth to crush the clouds and uproot the remaining weeds and stubbles. Disc harrow blades, and cultivators are used for this purpose. Planking is done to crush the hard clods, to smoothen the soil surface, and to compact the soil lightly. Thus, the soil is ready for sowing after plowing by harrowing and planking. Generally, sowing operations are also included in secondary tillage. What we can see in secondary tillage is that after primary tillage it is carried out. Okay, then what? After primary tillage, the loud clouds are remained in the field. For that, breaking of that large clouds and making soil in the fine tilth, we are carrying out secondary tillage. What we are doing, that we are doing harrowing. Harrowing is one to shallow depth to crush the clouds and uproot the remaining stubbles. And disc for what? Cultivar used for these purposes. And planking is done for what? Crushing the hard clouds to smoothen the soil surface and to compact the soil lightly. Okay. Then secondary tillage also includes layout of seed bed and sowing. The field has to be laid out for irrigation and planting. These operations are crop specific. Tillage operations carried out this in standing crop is called as after tillage. It includes drilling or side dressing of fertilizer, earthing up, and intercropping. In secondary tillage also includes the layout of your field. For what? For seed bed and sowing purposes. What we are doing? We are preparing field layout also. Okay. Next, moving on to next. Minimum tillage. What is minimum tillage? Minimum tillage is actually a minimal disturbance of your soil. That what is minimum tillage aim to reducing the tillage to the minimum necessary for ensuring good seed bed, rapid germination, satisfactory stand, and favorable growing conditions. Tillage can be reduced in two ways. There are two ways that to reduce your tillage. What is that? By omitting the operation which do not give any benefit when compared to the cost. Means what? We are omitting unnecessary operations which will not give any us benefit. Then second, by combining agriculture operations like seeding and fertilizer application. With tillage only, we will combine other agricultural operations like seeding and fertilizer application, which will indirectly reduce our cost. Then, what are the advantages of minimum tillage? Improved soil condition due to decomposition of plant residues in the place. What will it cause? That it will improve condition of decomposition due to plant residue placed in. It will increase the decomposition speed. Okay. Then second point, high infiltration caused by vegetation present on the soil and channel formed by the decomposition of dead roots. And third, less resistance to the growth due to improved structure. So there will be less resistance to the growth due to improved structure because we are not disturbing any soil. Then less soil compaction by reduced movement of heavy tillage vehicles and less soil erosion compared to conventional tillage. Means what? We are not doing any operations, so there will be less movement of heavy mechanization onto the field. So it will not compact the soil. It will not make soil compacted. So your less compaction will result in good aeration and soil moisture movement. Moving on to the next. However, disadvantages are equivalent only to coarse and medium texture soils and is evident only after 2 to 3 years of practicing minimum tillage. What we are discussing here that the disadvantage is evident only to coarse and medium texture soils and is evident only after 2 to 3 years of practicing minimum tillage. Okay, we have to practice it for 2 to 3 years. Then what are the disadvantages of minimum tillage? That seed germination is lower. Seed germination is lower means what? We are not making any practice of tillage or manipulation of soil. So the small size seed will be effect in germination. Then more nitrogen has to be added as the rate of decomposition of organic matter is slow. Means what? We have to add more nitrogen because decomposition of organic matter is low. Then nodulation is affected in some legumes crops like peas and cowpea. Then sowing operations are difficult with ordinary equipment. There will be for sowing it will be difficult because why? Because we are not carrying any tillage or secondary tillage, so there will be obstacles. So continuous use of herbicide can cause pollution and perennial weed problem. So this is our disadvantage of minimum tillage. Moving on to the next. Then we will discuss about modern concept of tillage. What is modern concept? In conventional tillage, the soil is open with mold board plow for primary tillage. This soil mass is broken into loose system of clods of mixed sizes. Subsequently, a file seed bed is prepared by secondary tillage, in which operations like crushing, crop clouds, repacking, incorporation of plant residue, fertilizers, smoothing of soil surface, etc. is done. It is in our conventional tillage. Then this process involves wastage of energy and destruction of soil structure. What will happen? It will unnecessary process involve unnecessary wastage of energy also and destruction of soil structure also. To cut down the cost of tillage, research were done to know whether the several tillage operations are needed or not. On this only, the research was conducted that these many operations, if it is necessary, or we can avoid that also. So then the concept of minimum tillage was conceived in USA as a repeated use of machinery resulted in destruction of soil structure, causing soil pans and also soil erosion. The important aspect of tillage is weed control, and this can be achieved by using herbicides. In USA, there was a research constructed that in that they were told that these many operations are unnecessary. Why? Because the heavy machinery continuously tillaging, it will destroy your soil structure, causing soil hard pans. So this much operations were not necessary. Why we are doing tillage? To control weeds, for controlling weeds. For controlling weeds, we can use herbicides also. Okay, then the practice of inverting the topsoil in order to bury the crop residues is less important object of tillage in modern field management. Crop residue can and in many cases be left over as a stubble mulch to protect against the soil erosion and evaporation losses. Okay. Then research also have shown that frequent tillage is often really beneficial and in fact detrimental. All these reasons led to development of practice of minimum tillage, zero tillage and stubble mulch farming. Okay, moving on to next. Zero tillage. What is zero tillage? Zero tillage is an extreme form of minimum tillage. It is extreme form of zero tillage. Means what? We are extremely less disturbing the soil as possible. What is they are given that zero tillage is extreme form of tillage. It is in primary tillage is completely avoided. We are avoiding the primary tillage completely. And secondary tillage is restricted to seedbed preparation in the row zone only. It is also referred as no-till and is reported where soils are subjected to wind water erosion. Timing of tillage operation is to be difficult and requirement of energy and labor for tillage is high. Zero-till soils are homogeneous in structure with more number of earthworm. What they have done? Zero-till soils are homogeneous in structure with more number of earthworm because we are not disturbing any soil, so there will be beneficial organism earthworms will be more. The organic matter content increase due to less mineralization. Surface runoff is reduced due to presence of mulch. Due to presence of mulch, surface runoff will also be reduced. The favorable effect of zero tillage is evident after 2 years of this practice. After 2 years of this practice, your results will be start to see. Till planting is one of the method of practicing zero tillage. The machinery accomplishes 4 tasks in one operation. What are the tasks? Clean a narrow strip over the row, then open the soil for seed insertion and fertilizer application, place the seeds and cover the seeds properly. Moving on to next. The seedling establishment in zero tillage is 20% less than unconventional methods. Higher dose of nitrogen has to be applied as mineralization of organic matter is slow. Large population of perennial weeds appears. Build up of pests is also a problem. Then stubble mulch tillage. An approach to keep the soil protected at all times from the erosion, whether the growing crop or crop residues left on the surface during the fallow period is known as the stubble mulch tillage or stubble mulch farming. In a year around the system of managing plant residue with implement that induces reduce loosen the soil and kills the weed. Soil is still as often as necessary to control weeds during internal between two crops. Good management of stubble mulch farming system being with the harvest of the crop. In this what we are using that stubble. We are using stubble mulch for what? For reducing the erosions also. It will control of the weed also, and it will conserve soil moisture also. Stubble mulch tillage, however, presents practical problems. The residues left on the surface interferes with the seedbed preparation and sowing operation. This traditional tillage and sowing equipment is not suitable under this condition. It has one disadvantage that it will be interfering between your operations. Moving on to next. Thank you.